Hey, Shalom. It's your brother Yonathan. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim Kakadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And I want to say Shalom to all the brothers and, of course, the few sisters who are pursuing this truth in sincerity. There's a clip I want to show you guys, and it's going to allude to the fact of the state of the world as a whole, what's getting ready to come to the world as a global state, you see? Now, what separates the knowledge that's been bestowed upon us from the knowledge of the world is a sure word of prophecy that we've been given. We're able to say before, we're able to pay attention to the signs of the times. We know what to actually look for, to say, okay, this is an indicator to the return of our Lord, to the coming of a new heavens and a new earth. Okay, but with no further ado, let me show you guys the clip. All right, so you know where I'm going. I'm going to 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter and the 16th verse. All right, it reads, "For there should be sedition among men." And when you look up that word sedition, let me look it up here. You get the conduct or estate. Let me look it up here.
Sedition.
All right, you get the conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against the authority of a state or monarch. Now, the devil's going to try to put us in that box. But remember, the weapons of our warfare are spiritual and not carnal. But that's what you're going to get all across the board, man. You're going to get that all across the board, up and down. Not just here in America, but all over the world. And you're seeing that now pop up in places like Sri Lanka. So the state that society's in is going to be an international one here soon. It plays in the favor of the wicked's plans, because, you know, they want to bring order out of chaos. But it also, you know, is going to cause, you know, people to consider. It's going to cause people to realize that there's, you know, a higher power at work. And in the midst of all that trouble, the Lord's going to reveal the men that he's actually dealing with. So, you know, it's beneficial to the wicked, so to speak, but it's also going to be beneficial to us, because the falling of this place means the coming of that new heavens, that new earth. All right? A new world order, but on the right-hand side, not the left. All right, so now when we go back to 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, read the 16th verse again. It says, "For there should be sedition among men," and we know what that is. And I'm going to run that clip again. I'm going to different various clips throughout this lesson, just so you can see, man, look. It always starts like that. It starts, you know, with the smaller countries or territories, and it trickles its way up to the top. And you've been seeing that these smaller countries go through these turning upside downs, right? Venezuela, some years back, damn near a decade back. You know, a bunch of various countries, South America, and in the Middle East, all right, Turkey's. You're seeing these countries being turned upside down. And best believe that Esau has a hand in the turning upside down of those countries and those nations, all right? But, you know, it trickles up from the bottom, okay? And invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
In the presidential swimming pool, in the president's bed, in the president's office, tens of thousands of Sri Lankans took out their aggression on the presidential palace in the wealthy Colombo neighborhood.
See, there is the disregard of the kings and the princes, the leadership, the government rulers, all right? And you see it happening here in America. People realizing the leadership of this country, one, they're just figureheads, and two, man, they're incompetent, and that they don't have the people's best interest at heart. It's all a facade. The elites are the ones truly calling the shots and pulling the strings, and what they want, their goal is to have perfect slaves, to extend their kingdom to be an everlasting one, when their blessing was to be a temporary one, right? That's their goal. So the people's best interest is not in their mind. And again, how those perfect slaves are going to be made? Well, it's going to be the pushing of the charagma, the MOTB. And that comes by way of what? Financial collapse, the collapse of society. And that's going to be the order they're going to present to the people. You know, I mean, the order they're going to present to the people to diagnose the chaos that's going on. All right. So the plans, the layout is always the same, and you're seeing it happen in these smaller countries.
They blame the president for allegedly mishandling funds. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa and his brother Mahinda have been in power for years. Mahinda became a hero among the majority in 2009, when his government defeated Tamil separatist rebels after years of bloody civil war. Gotabaya was defense secretary at the time and is the current president. These tensions have been building, a nation fed up for months, running out of fuel and struggling to pay for bare necessities like food imports, cooking gas, and medicine. In June, Sri Lankan officials shut down schools and stopped providing fuel to all but essential services. The South Island nation of 22 million has defaulted on all of its foreign debt due to a lack of foreign exchange. The value of the Sri Lankan rupee has dropped even further, paired with high inflation, drove the country into turmoil.
And you're seeing that play out in every country under heaven. And it's getting ready to play out here in America in a big way. The dollar is being undermined, man, by other countries, by the excessive printing, okay? And when the calamities hit America, it's going to hit big here. Why? Because this is where the bulk of Israel is. It says that we're going to be delivered from the north country, okay? And that dollar, man, it's not going to mean anything to these other nations when this war pops off. You go to the scriptures, it says what? It says Russia's not going to regard their gold nor silver. They're not going to regard the currency that they have. It's not going to be any way to, reverse this. Okay, reverse the destruction of this place. It's going to happen, and it's going to happen in a big way. And again, these prophecies. This is what separates the knowledge that we have from anything in the world, man. We have that sure word of prophecy. The things we're saying from the words of the Lord, it's coming to pass. You see?
A Facebook live stream from inside the president's house showed hundreds of protesters draped in flags pushing for President Rajapaksa to step down. Officials said the president was removed from his official residence Friday for his safety ahead of the planned rally. BBC reports the president said he would step down on July 13th, according to the parliament speaker. The president has not been seen or made a public statement himself. Current Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe also said he would step down after the protests. His private residence was set on fire.
We're trying to cause issues like this, problems like this, by going and burning houses. That is not the answer, it's not the solution. It's not going to help the economy of this country. It's only going to polarize people.
At a news conference in the Thai capital, Bangkok, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken says U.S. officials are keeping an eye on the situation.
And it's incumbent on the government, whether it's a new constitutionally selected government, the existing government, to work quickly to try to identify and implement solutions.
Meanwhile, protesters are not going quietly. They say they will not leave the president's residence until he actually steps down.
All right, so like we've been saying, man, for us, this thing is going to be something that we study for. It's like we've been studying for, right? We've been preparing for the test. To the people in the world, the calamities that are coming upon the earth are going to be like a pop quiz. So it's such a blessing for the Lord to give us the eyes to see and the ears to hear this thing. And that gift of faith, okay? That gift of faith has to be nurtured, all right? It has to be nurtured, and we're going to have to step out on it during this test. We're going to have to step out on faith, okay? But you must know and believe and have confidence in the Lord that we're going to be sustained in the midst of all of this. We are going to be in the very midst of it, the epicenter where it's all going down. But we're going to be sustained. The same way Elijah was sustained when he was on the run from Jezebel. The same way Joseph was sustained when he was sold to Egypt as a bondman. He went to particular calamities, particular struggles. He was sustained and he was exalted. The Lord's going to exalt those who are diligent in seeking him in this time. All right, so Lord willing, man, the lesson was edifying and we got something from it. Morning of all praises once more to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Kadash, Link of the Blondes, the apostles, and the elders of his millstone. And I want to say shalom to all the brothers, and of course the few sisters who are pursuing this truth and sincerity. All right, may the blessing of election be upon us. Shalom.
Lanka.